Welcome to It's Just That Simple. I'm Bill DeFoi. Joining me as my co-host, the ever lovely and talented Michele Wilson. Michele, good to have you back.
Thank you for having me back. It's always a pleasure.
Well, Michele, as always, we got a great topic on deck for us. What are we going to be talking about today?
Well, today, I'm going to talk about some simple steps on overcoming challenges and adversity in life. As you know, I coach and train individuals who want to start their own business. And I find that, they have challenges in their life. And really, how do you get through those challenges and adversity? And I know these are simple steps, but I understand that life is hard. So it is not as easy as it sounds.
All right. So what are some of the challenges people face, and how do we overcome that adversity? That's a mouthful.
Well, when I started my business, and this is the reason why I chose this topic today, because I really believe that God gave me wisdom and understanding that, our current circumstances doesn't necessarily equal our future. And I learned that on. And so when I was going through the situation with my son, I actually started my business out in the hospital room when he got sick out of necessity, because I realized as a single mom, I couldn't go to work every day, and he was hospitalized for 5 months. So through that adversity and challenge, I started a business. And how did I do that? One of the ways was just really through faith and prayer. That's kind of how I started. It was just really praying every day, understanding that things were going to get better. And but I still needed to make an income to pay the bills. So a majority of us, or a lot of us, could have took that situation and just, gave up on life. So that's really, kind of my reference point. I really believe I was born to just share with people how to, get through those challenges. There's a saying, I think, if you're going through hell, you don't stop in the middle, just keep going. So,
Well, I have this one saying, it's called, life happens when you're making other plans.
Absolutely. We can set goals and make plans, and I really believe in that. But as you know, just life is a bumpy road. And so just being prepared, and I believe just having a positive attitude, it has helped me, going through those ups and downs in my life.
Well, you couldn't have said it any better. You are perhaps one of the most, or if not the most positive person that I know of.
Thank you. And, I really believe it's a habit. I was blessed with some parents who always encouraged me. And, there's also a saying, you see things either the glass half empty or half full. I always saw it full. No matter what I was going through, I always had a positive attitude.
And to that point, yes, some people say half full, some people say half empty. I'm of the half full persuasion. But you know what? The glass is always refillable.
Absolutely. Always refillable. Actually, do you know if the water is murky and dirty, you just put it under the faucet and run it, and, just keep running the water and it will get clear. So, even if your life is messy, just know that it is it can get better and it can clean up.
Wonderful. So, what are your tips for today?
Like I said, I shared with one tip is really just, having a positive attitude. Actually, it goes back to just your personal philosophy. And, I really believe that, like I said, Jim Rohn puts it really, he says it really well. He talks about life being a sailboat, the wind blows on us all. We all face challenges and adversities, disasters, even opportunity. However, it's the setting of the sail. It's how we set the sail and how we come through it. So if you have a positive attitude going through the storm, you're going to come out just with rainbows. If you have a negative attitude, a downer, pessimistic, then, you may stay in there a long time or come out, just being unhappy and miserable. So that's the first, tip I have, is just really those personal philosophies. And how do you get them? It's just through the books you read, the people you hang around with. I do a lot of seminars. I just read a lot. So that's how I've developed that personal philosophy.
I know that there's plenty of motivational speakers out there. There's John Maxwell. Was in his day Zig Ziglar, and people of that caliber that can show you where people have hang-ups and how to get past those hang-ups. And I've always been told, may your hang-ups always be just drip dry.
Yes, you're so right. And I believe, that's what I've done. Even like you said, Zig Ziglar, I mean, his philosophy is still around. One of my favorite philosophy is this, you help enough people and then it's naturally going to help yourself. So those philosophies really never change. And as you said, you can read it in the books, you can go to the seminars. I mean, now you can go on YouTube, just personal philosophy, positive attitude. And I just think it's a habit of just listening to that, applying it, that you can definitely see your life change.
One of my favorite motivational speakers, and you have the video on this, is having the hooty-hoo attitude. P Emery was the name of the man.
Yeah, and I really enjoyed that. He said hooty hoo, and he was just so funny, and he said he just had a positive attitude no matter what the circumstances was. He always flipped it. So
He did.
Yeah.
And, he gives many different scenarios, one of which of my favorites is when he's in the airport and he's flying an airline that I'm not going to mention because Southwest is not here to defend themselves. But he talks about that. And he took what people might perceive as a negative with how Southwest does their boarding, but he made it a positive.
Yes, and do you know that Southwest is like one of the most successful airlines there is today? They talk about they just changed. Change is inevitable. That's what life does, and evolving and so forth. And so they change. Flying, just having that positive, fun attitude. And I know it was probably not. People were kind of hesitant when they first came out, but now look at them; they're really successful, and just how they board the plane and just changing.
I know I've taken many a flight on Southwest, and the crews are just unbelievable. And there are videos out on YouTube where the cabin crew will, in their pre-flight instructions about all the safety procedures, they just really have fun with it. And isn't that what life should be about, is fun?
Absolutely. I said there's fundamentals in life, but it's the F-U-N and fun that makes life happen and makes it enjoyable. So yes, you gotta have fun.
All right, so tip number 3 for us.
So tip number 3 is why. Really determine what your why is. If you're going through something that's really difficult, why are you here? My biggest why is my family. And especially my son, who's going through, the health challenges. And my biggest why is just really having a future for him, leaving a legacy for my family. So when I'm going through difficult times, I know that I'm doing it because of my family. It's bigger than me. And so, it may not be easy, but I know it's so worth it once I get through that challenge I'm going through.
So if you will summarize the 3 points for us this week.
Okay, well, the first one was, like I said, just your personal philosophy. You talked about Southwest. Their philosophy is just having fun, on the planes and making sure their customers are happy. And so that's a philosophy. I really believe that just having a positive philosophy and just, how to overcome things is just really, every life happens to everyone. It's just how you see it and come out of it. And then the second one, I talked about prayer and faith briefly, but really just having a higher power. I pray every day, and I just am so thankful and grateful for my life. So even when I'm going through those challenges, just being thankful that I'm here on earth, that has helped me, and that's part of my personal philosophy. And then number 3, it's just really your why. Why are you doing this? Why are you on life? What is your purpose? I believe if you're living on purpose, it just makes it easier for you to, overcome those challenges and adversities. Because like I said, it happens to everyone. It's just really your outlook and how you deal with it, getting through the other end.
Wonderful. So if people wanted more information about who you are and what you do, how can they go about contacting you?
Well, they can reach me through my website, which is MichelleWilsonInternational.com. They can also email me, MichelleWilsonInternational.com, or you can also call me, 805-304-5088.
And you've got the greatest voicemail message. It's a beautiful day in Southern California, and it's really cheery and upbeat and positive. And I've always been wanting to tell you that for the longest time.
Well, there I go with my philosophy. It's always a great day. No matter what, it's always a great day.
Could be raining outside, but it's still a great day.
It's still a great day.
Wonderful. Michele Wilson, I'm Bill DeFoy. You've been watching It's Just That Simple, a production of the Heritage Media Group.